Greetings. So I want to talk about planners. Daily planners, monthly planners, life planners, the planners. I want to talk about them because over the years, over a bunch of years, I've had planners. I haven't used them the way I probably should have been using them, but I had different reasons for how come I didn't use them, which is really a shame because when I did use them, I usually turn out to be pretty proficient in things I got done, or efficient, however you want to use it. But I have found that there's different things that I need, and the planners that I had really never really worked out all that well, but some worked better than others. And so what I'm going to talk about are the planners that I had, and now the one that I'm going to use for this year and why I'm using it. But let's start. So I started off with planners way back in the day where we still had Palm Pilots. For you younger folks, Palm Pilots were basically the early smartphones. You couldn't use it as a phone, but you used it as a planner. So you could do all this stuff on it. You had computer access if you had Wi-Fi. And I had a Palm Pilot that was, well, let's just say it was really expensive. I bought it on a whim because it was way ahead in technology than anything else that was out there. It actually had 4 gigs of storage, which today doesn't sound like much, but back then that was a whopper. But it had issues. It just did. It didn't sell well. As a matter of fact, I actually ended up sending back to the company and getting 3 replacements. But one of the things it had was it had something called Plan Plus. And you could work with it both on the planner itself or on the Palm Pilot itself, but it also had something with the computer. And so you could sync them. And that was kind of cool. So that's what I started with. And I used that for a lot of years, actually, even after the Palm died. After it died the last time, I didn't try it again. And I had it for about 2.5 years. But I used the software on the computer. And that pretty much worked until around 2009. And the reason I say that is because I got my present computer the last week of 2008. But I was traveling then, so I really didn't get to load a lot onto it. And when I came home, I loaded it onto my computer, and it just really didn't work as well as a planner anymore. I didn't have anything to sync it to, which basically said that if I wasn't at the computer, I really couldn't do anything with it. And that was sort of problematic. So I didn't really do much for a couple of years. And then I decided to go with the Franklin planner. And I'm going to show you this because this is the case that I had in it. And the Franklin planner is pretty much a big deal. It's now called Franklin Covey. But it used to be Franklin Planner and then Stephen Covey, who's more of a motivational guy. And they combined companies. And so it was kind of cool because you could get it for an entire year. You had a lot of space to write anything you wanted to. It had a to-do area. It had motivational things here and there. You could write your own. And it was neat. Here was the problem with it, at least that I started to realize. And I bought this for years and years. And then I finally decided, okay, I'm wasting my money. You see this thing. This thing is big on its own. You can buy a package, and what you do is it's a year, but it's huge. So you can really only fit 3 months at a time in here. So if I've got January through March in here, but I've scheduled something for July, I can't put it in the planner. I can go back and get the sheets, which meant I had to get something like this. It's big, huge thing. This is where you kept every other month. You just kept everything in there. And it's a monstrosity. So what would happen, of course, is that I would put certain things in there. I wouldn't go get the future sheets to put anything in that. And then I would stop carrying it because it's just so big and so heavy. I just really wouldn't use it all the time. When I did use it, when I put stuff in it, I got stuff done. But maybe I did that once every 3 or 4 months. That's not really going to be helpful, especially if you have stuff in the future that you just don't know about. And I started using it before I got a smartphone because the smartphones have the calendar in it. So I was using an old flip. I'm not going to lie. You know, when my wife and I decided to go to the smartphones, we sat there and said, well, okay, I don't understand what the appeal of this is. how that has changed. So anyway, because of this and the fact that the Franklin Planner people decided to drop me as an affiliate, even though I always bought for myself and usually had a couple of other people, they decided to drop me, so I dropped them. Yeah, I'm that petty. But I wasn't really using it anyway. So I started fishing around for another planner. And what I decided to go with is this thing called the Passion Planner. And you can't really see it up here all that well, but you can see that. And the Passion Planner was something that was way different than anything I was used to. Its basic purpose is to actually help you plan your future. And your future could be 3 months to 6 months to a year to 5 years. And it's kind of cool. It's got this thing in here with a passion roadmap where you could put stuff in. I did it wrong the first time, so I had to do it again. It gives you instructions on actually how to use the thing. And then you could put all these things in here. You got your entire month, or that's a week's worth of stuff in there. It's got these nice to-do lists. It's kind of cool. I had 2 problems with this. The first problem is that at the time I bought it the first time, it basically went from July to June. I'm sorry, from August to July. So I had seen July to June. I preferred January to December. But August to July was just kind of jolting. That was a little weird. Because it basically said, you know what, these are the only people you could use. You can't use anything else. So that was problematic. And the other problem I had was everything was so small. I mean, it's hard to kind of tell, even if I put it close like this, unless you have it in your hand, but everything was small. All the lines were small. All the dates were small. So it was hard to write stuff into it all the time. I write a little big. I don't write as big as my wife, but I kind of write a little bit big. And so that was problematic. Yet, I did use it. It has a nice to-do list down here, and it's got separate things. It's got the personal to-do list and the work to-do list. I thought that was kind of cool. It has the space in here where you can write stuff if you want to. You can do that for the month. You can do that for the week. I thought that was kind of cool. But everything was just too small. So then I decided to buy this, which is called the Ink and Volt, and it's red. And the thing is, I bought this on a discount because I told you about the Passion Planner, how it basically ran from August to July. Well, this one actually ran from January through December, but I bought it midway, so I got a discount on it. And did I happen to mention it was red? So anyway, the Ink and Volt is actually kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. My niece Crystal loves the Ink and Volt. And once again, it's got little quotational things. That there says, make today awesome. I don't know if it's going to show it properly in there. But it's got a thing here where you can basically write your weekly goals and reflect and celebrate. You get your basic calendar that kind of looks like this. So that's like a week's worth. And I found myself not really using it all that much. Because even though I thought it looked cool, and by the way, you know what? The Passion Planner and the Ink and Volt, you can't go and see them up front in a store. You just can't. The Franklin Planner, you can. There's a lot of stores that sell that particular paperwork. But you can't for the others. So you can go online, you can look at them, but until you actually have them in your hand, you're not really sure about it. So the problems I have with this is just on me. One, no lines. So you can write stuff in, but there's nothing for time. And that kind of threw me off. The second thing is there's no real to-do list. You have a goals area, but you don't have like a to-do list. So basically you're just kind of writing stuff wherever you want to write it, which might work for a lot of people. It definitely works for her. But for me, I need something to really kind of tell me, okay, this is where it's going to be. It's going to be here on every page or every other thing that I do. It's going to be there. And it wasn't here. I have to admit, I like the little motivational quotes and things that you get. Aren't I there? I like the little motivational quotes. It looked kind of cool, but it just wasn't going to get it done. So, what did I decide I'm getting for 2019? I decided to go back to the Passion Planner. This was red. It's red, but that's not the thing. What it is it's bigger, than the other one. Now, it's bigger, which basically says the stuff is now bigger. All the lines are bigger. I have a little bit more room to write stuff. I don't have to try to squeeze it into small spaces. I still get to plan. I still get to set my goals. I get to dream big or whatever. But like I said, I use this one, or at least I use the blue one, more than I ever used the Franklin Planner. Way more than I ever used the Ink and Volt. And so I've gone back to this. I like the bigger one. Oh, the other thing I wasn't crazy about with the Ink and Volt is it's a hard cover. Hard cover. It's not that soft. The Franklin Planner, the leather cover, hard cover, nice and soft. I don't know why I like that, but I do. And it comes with this thing here, so you can close it up, walk around like that. It's got the little placeholders. I don't know what you call it, string, ribbon. I guess it's a ribbon. But it's got the ribbon, so you can mark your spaces. But now I have a January to December. That's the other thing. They finally went January to December. So I can plan out my entire year. If I got an appointment in November, I can write it in here. I can keep this. It has brought my mind back to the type of logic that I need. I need January to December. August to July just really freaked my system out. So that's what I'm going to go with. I am going to use this. I'm telling everybody I plan on using this. Now, if I only use it 50% more than I use the other Passion Planner, then I'm way ahead of the game. By the way, I have written about both of these in the past. Oh, that's not quite accurate. I wrote about the Passion Planner, and I did a video on the Franklin Planner. I didn't do anything about the Ink and Volt because I never really got around to using it all that much. So I've linked to those other things here in this video. If you want to go check that out to read a little bit more about it. The Passion Planner really is kind of interesting, and I'm glad that I have it again. And you know what? I mean, I'm not an affiliate. I get no money for talking about these folks, but I think it's really cool. And the Passion Planner people actually allow you to go to their website and download pages for free so you can check it out. You don't get that with everybody else. And I'm not giving you that link. You can go find that yourself. Go look up Passion Planner, track yourself, go look at it. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's these folks, the lady who put it together, young lady who put it together, brilliant move. I am glad I bought this. And this is the one I'm going to go with. Now, I'm also going to link, or probably have already linked, to Joanne's video talking about different planners so that you can see what she has to say. Because we kind of go in different directions with these things. She likes to be a little bit more artistic than me. I'm just not an artsy guy. Anyway, that's my comparison of 3 different planners. Passion Planner, I'm going to do it this year. Y'all take care. Let me know your thoughts.